Okay, this video is on the fitness assessment for new clients and for reassessments. The first one, we're going to go over balance. We're going to go over core strengthening exercises, push-ups, wall sit, and 3-minute step test. With the balance exercise, we're just going to start them on the floor initially. It's a 30-second balance. They can do 30 seconds on each leg. If they're able to balance without touching, doing any compensations, the compensations, if they touch, they have to come back. It's considered a compensation. During that 30 seconds, if they touch 3 or 4 times, you're going to record 30 seconds slash in the amount of times that they touch. Let's say they touch 3 times, that's 3 compensations. So it'll be 30 seconds slash 3. Okay? If they master being on the floor and they only touch 1 time, you're going to move them up to the mat. The mat has obviously less stability. You're going to do the same thing with them. Same amount of compensations, just make a notation that they were on the mat. Okay, for the single leg squat, which is the next one up, if they only have 1 compensation on the mat and on the floor or less, you're going to put them into a single leg squat where the hip is going backwards. They get as deep as they can, chest open, hands on the hips, and all the way back up to the top. Okay, what they're not doing is this: the knee's not going forward, the hip's not going forward. They keep his heel on the ground, try to keep this knee over the hip, the heel, push the butt back to standing position. Same rule for compensation. If they get 1 compensation or less, we're moving them up to the mat. Again, if they get 1 compensation or less on the mat, we're taking them to the next balance exercise, which is a uni squat, where they're going to touch the right ankle with the left hand, vice versa. They're going to touch the left ankle with the right hand. Same body movement, only difference is they're reaching across the body, pushing the hip back, and coming back to standing. They need to come all the way to here, back to the neutral position, where the knees are underneath the hips, the shoulders are over the top of the knees. It's a straight line all the way down for all 4 of the joints. Okay, so that they're not doing this. They're coming all the way back up. They get 1 compensation or less on the floor. Same thing, we're moving them back up to the mat. They get to do 15 repetitions of each of those exercises. Okay, now we're going into plank. We've got 3 versions of the plank. The basic plank is a plank on the knees. I don't want the hips sagging backwards. We want the hips forward. So it's a straight line up the side of the body. The hips should not be back. It should not be a V. Hips are forward. They're going to come up here. They're going to press up and down through the hip, through the knees. The head is in alignment with the body. They're doing as many repetitions as they can do on each side. Okay, if they have that mastered, the intermediate version of that same exercise is the top of the feet stacked. You take the top leg forward, hands on the hips, up and down. Advanced version is going to be feet stacked, up and down, as many as they can do. Count the amount of touches they have on each side and record that. If they can only hold it, then just record their time. Okay, after that, they got their plank that's in the middle. Plank that's in the middle. The basic version, again, is on the knees. What you want to make sure here is that the hips are not sagging and the butt is not up in the air. The body's a straight line from the knee, the hip to the shoulder. This is basic. This is intermediate. Make sure they collapse your shoulder blades. The back is not protracted or rounded out. They come all the way down. The chin is down. The head's in alignment with the body. The advanced version is here. Okay, if they do the advanced version, you're going to count how many times the leg lifts, and you're going to count the amount of time that they hold it. Okay, for the other 2, you're just counting the time and record that. Okay, the last 2 is going to be push-ups. Push-ups very similar to the plank. Basic versions on the knees, body's flat. We want 90 degrees or more, as many as they can do. This is basic. Intermediate is here, 90 degrees or more. Advanced is going to be here, as many as they can do. Now, if they start off, you see there are 3 options for recording for the push-ups. There'll be a number, a slash, a number, a slash, and then another number. The first number is the amount of advance they can do. If they do 3 advanced, you put down 3. If they do 3 regular, put down another 3. If they knock out 5 or 10 basic, you put down 5. So they have 3 scores. Your last was a 3-minute step test. I don't have the box out, but they'll step up with the right foot first, counting each step. I'll pull it out so you guys can see. So they're going 1.5 minutes leading with the left foot. So it's 1, 2, 1.5 minutes leading with the left foot. 3, left foot goes up first, comes down first. 4, as fast as they can go. At the end of the 1.5 minutes, you warn them, give them a countdown, let them know they're switching to the right foot. They'll stop, then they'll go right, left. Count each time the foot comes up to the top of the box. So it's 1, 2. So they have a score for the amount of times the left foot goes up, a score for the amount of time the right foot goes up. It's a minute and a half from the left, a minute and a half from the right. Then at the end, immediately following, take their heart rate, and take their heart rate 3 more times a minute after to see how quickly they recover. And that's the end of their assessment. Then do the body fat at the end. Got any questions? Give me a call.